Well, good morning, afternoon, or evening. This is Carol Browne Earl from Bristol, Virginia. And today I have a topic I'd like to talk to you about your awareness and about, are you worth a damn? Okay. I've got tons of notes on this topic and I've highlighted a few of them on the board. So I'll probably be going back and forth between my notes, but this is so important, guys. It really is kind of like the foundation of you and what you need to be aware of so that you will be worth a damn. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to start a little bit with like the basics and point out that Warren Buffett, as amazing as this man was, we all want to try to be more like him. And he actually had given a speech to a lot of students at one point. And I'm going to pretty much just read what he had told them. He had asked them to, pick out a student, someone within their class, and figure out who you would bet on that if you were to receive, say, 10% of that person's income for the rest of their lives, who would they bet on? Who would you bet on? It's very interesting because this all deals with the awareness factor. Okay. Some examples here. Helen Keller. I don't know if any of you read her books. I read her books when I was real little, and I learned the sign language and all that sort of thing. But just imagine, all her young years, she knew nothing. She couldn't see, she couldn't hear, she couldn't speak, she could feel. And that's the only thing she had, was that sense of touch and feeling. Other than that, she had no awareness whatsoever. Yet this woman went on to make an enormous mark in all our lives once she was brought into her state of awareness. And boy, did she capitalize on that, guys. Just absolutely one of those amazing stories. Your awareness, kind of, keyboard. I have keyboard written up here. What that means is, let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you know? If I asked you, what does your F key do? Do you know? I asked you, what does F2 do? Or F3? Or Control Alt? Or any of these things, or Control C or Control V. There's so many of them. Are you aware of what those little incidental things actually do? It's awareness of your surroundings. So, the thing about who would you bet on too? Would you go after the Queen? What is it? Queen Victoria? No, what is it called? Who are they? Valedictorian? Is that right? I think that's what it is. Or would you bet on the captain of the football team, or the quarterback, or the most popular kid in school? Who would you bet on? And I'll tell you what you should really be looking for is not necessarily the most popular kid or head of the class or any of that sort of thing. What you want to look for, and this really hit home for me, is someone who is aware of, what do they call them? I had it written down here. Intangibles. In other words, someone who is looking and studying and learning things, all these other little things that are around them. Not just watching who the best kid is in the school or anything of that nonsense, but someone who's looking at and searching out all those little intangibles that no one else picks up. Those are the people you want to bet on. People who are so grossly aware of all their surroundings. You look at Warren Buffett and the books he's read. And I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. These people are aware of what's going on. And why it touches home for me is that, some of grew up in a horrendous, terrible, life-threatening childhood, and it was terrible. And I was so withdrawn, and I was so shy. But I watched every little thing that was going on. My sister would get in trouble, and I'd be hiding around the corner, listening and observing to what's happening, what's going on, what she did. So I was sure not to do the same thing. So I'd been like that at a very young age, and I still have that with me today. It's kind of like looking at the other side of the coin, getting all that information you can about anything particular. It's very, very important for your awareness to know what's going on around you. So that's a little bit about that. And when I was studying on this, there was a little story told how there was this man and his mentor walking through a field somewhere. The mentor asked him, he says, well, what do you observe? What have you seen here? And he talked about all the beautiful trees and the sky and the clouds and the pastures and all this sort of thing. And the mentor said to him, he said, so you didn't notice the gate that was open down there so that all the cows would be able to get out? It was like, ooh, no. Awareness, guys. That was such a great point, such a great little story. Awareness. You've got to be aware of what's going on consistently. So anyway, so that's where, when do you know it's time to stop and smell the roses? You've got to be aware of this. When is it that, it's time for you to stop all the frustration and things that you're going through? Clear your mind. Smell the roses. Look at what's right in front of you. Know it. Learn it. Be a part of it. It is so very important. It's all part of training your mind to be able to see things from other perspectives so you can grow. And remember, like I said in one of my other videos, remember all these things that you learn. It takes 67 days to plant them in your brain so that you will be able to understand them, learn them, do them, create them, be a better you. Let's see. There was Duran, that's the author's name of something. I can't remember his first name to save my life. But he had talked a bit about Nelson Mandela. Matter of fact, my sister-in-law is married to one of his best friends. So I've gotten a lot firsthand from them. But, he was in prison for 27 years. 27 years for something he didn't do. But he never lost his focus. He stayed on track, about all the big things happening. He ended apartheid in South Africa. When he died, the world wept for this man. He just never lost sight of what he wanted and needed to do. Stayed focused. There is let me see if I can find it here. Like I told you, I got so many notes here, and I don't want to miss anything real bad. Oh, yeah. And Duran, this guy, he also talked about, how complex and chaotic the world is today. And he had touched base on, you get what you deserve in life. You want to lose weight, you look at yourself in the mirror and you want to lose weight. Well, if you don't do anything about it, it's never going to happen. Again, it's focus, guys, focus and awareness of what's around you and what you need to do to better you. So you want to ask yourself, how much do you deserve? Think about that one for a while. Let you come up with your own answers. What do you deserve? The author, Duran, I don't even know if I have that spelled right, but it's good enough. In his book, he wrote that that a letter had come from a man sentenced to life in prison in Sing Sing. And he was asked, I'm going to read this, what is the meaning of life? And his answer was superb. His answer was, I do not know what great end destiny leads us, nor do I care very much. Long before that end, I shall have played my part, spoken my lines, and passed on. He goes to say, how I play that part is all that concerns me. In the knowledge that I am an inalienable part of that great, wonderful upward movement called life, and that nothing, neither petulance nor physical affliction or depression, nor prison can take me away from my part, lies my consolation, my inspiration, and my treasures. You know, it's just so amazing, these men, what they've gone through and what they've created and who they became. It's all about awareness, guys. Awareness of who you are, where you are, what you're doing. What can you bring to the world? We all have something. You know, we all have that little special gift that we're to find and use in this lifetime. And these are some great men that have, in the hardest of times, still kept their focus, their awareness, kept it on track, so that they made a mark in all our lives, now, in the past, and those to come. Awareness. What all are you aware of? Like I said, tangible things. Tangible things create your awareness. Your perseverance, your patience, your wisdom, your focus, awareness, guys. Here's a little explanation that I wrote out on it. Awareness is the ability to know when it's time to stop and smell the roses, and or when it's time to know what's on the keyboard, like what I explained. You know, when is it time for you to finally know what it is you're supposed to know? There's also another thing I want to find in here for you. Yeah, do you deserve more? Do I deserve more? Do you deserve, I've got these things written down here too. Do you deserve more money in the bank? Do you understand money? Well, you have to understand money in order to have more money in the bank. You want more friends? You need to understand more friends and really get to know them and understand them to have more friends. Just like what we talk about when you're trying to build your list on Facebook. You know, you've got to get to know people first. But it all starts with awareness. Your awareness. And this is something that you have to do consistently, frequently, all the time, every day. Wake up in the morning. Be aware of what's in front of you. Be aware of what you have to do. Step by step. Train your brain to be aware of everything that is around you. Don't get lost out in the field so the cows get loose. I love that analogy. But, you know, there's so many things that you have to do to even be successful as an entrepreneur. I wrote a bunch of them down here. You need to have a balance. Like, you need to know things about business. You need to know PR. You need to surround yourself with similar people and with good people and with lawyers and tour guides and agencies and managers. There's more. What I have, recording studios. It's all so much harder than what you think. But it doesn't have to be that hard. If you're aware of everything you're doing and you learn it and you study it and you become it, these things won't be as difficult once you reach that goal. Because there's always something else to learn. There's always something else for you to be aware of. And this will never, ever stop. Awareness, guys. It's all about awareness. Here's something else I wrote down. Who is it that you would not bet on? Going back to the beginning. Who would you not bet on? And this is very pertinent. And the reason is because you don't want to be like that guy you wouldn't bet on. Awareness. Who would you not bet on? Don't be that person. Here's what I was saying. I got this off one of my lessons. It says, there are no knowns. That is to say that we know what we know. We know that we don't know. Then there are unknowns. There are unknown unknowns. It's kind of one of those perplexed statements. But all of this is so very pertinent, and I hope I've brought home the bottom line here about being aware of who you are, what you want to accomplish, so that you are worth a damn. Okay? So, awareness, guys. I hope you got some value out of this. If you have any questions or you'd like to work with me, just let me know. Message me on Facebook. I'll put a couple links in with this when I get back to the front page. But anyway, God bless for today. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday. And I'll probably be back before the holidays, at least once or twice more yet. But that's it for today. And I guess I will talk to you all later. Bye for now. If I can close this. There we go.